Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Caleb Likes Books. Today I am doing a new sort of video, one that I will probably be doing every few months, every quarter, and that is going to be my quarterly reading kind of wrap-up video and kind of a general update on how things are going on the channel. And this is something that I've seen some other booktube channels do every week or every month. I figured I probably wouldn't want to do it every week or every month because I don't think it's really necessary to do monthly, but I figured every 3 months I could do a quarterly wrap up and talk about some of the books that I've read, some of my favorites and least favorites, talk a little bit about how things are going with the channel and all that stuff. So of course, this quarter is the first quarter of 2023 of January, February, and March 2023. So far, by the time this video comes out at least, I will hopefully have gotten through 15 books. I'm working on 14 right now, and I am hoping that I will finish that and read another one before the end of the month. And I assume I should be able to do that, and if not, it'll probably only be a couple days into the beginning of April anyway, so whatever. But, so 15 books, which means I am pretty much on schedule for the number of books that I want to read this year, because I want to get to roughly the same amount of books I read last year at a minimum, which is about 60 books. And so if I average around 15 books per quarter, give or take a little bit, if I get, one or two less and one or two more in other quarters, then I should be able to hit that goal just fine. So that is definitely very encouraging for me because I was really hoping I could get to that goal. So right now that is looking good. As far as the specific number of books and pages for each month that I have gone through, in January I read 4 books. In February, funnily enough the shortest month out of the 3, I read 6. And in March, by the time this video goes up, hopefully, I'm recording this a week ahead of time, so that's why I'm not 100% sure, but I hope to have finished 5 books. So 15 right there. As far as the pages read per month, my goal has been 2,000 to 3,000. I want to get at least 2,000. So in January, I did hit around 2,000. In February, I increased that a little bit. I got about 2,400. And in March, again, assuming I get through what I am intending to, I will be at 3,000 for the month of March. So that's, like 7,400 pages-ish over the course of the last 3 months, which is pretty good. As far as the actual reading this quarter is concerned, it has been a little bit underwhelming. I think mostly just due to the books that I've chosen to read during this quarter. Some of you have probably noticed I have been doing a lot of Star Wars Legends reviews on the channel over the course of the last couple months, and a large number of those reviews have been kind of underwhelming. So my Legends reviews have been not necessarily super negative, because I have still, a lot of them have been more mixed, so they're not really negative, but not exactly glowing reviews of those books. And there are some others that I have read this quarter that I was not absolutely loving. So this quarter so far has been a little bit disappointing for me in terms of how much I have enjoyed the books I have read. However, I have read a handful of really awesome ones as well. I'm thinking that next quarter will probably, hopefully, be a little better for that. Because I am planning to read some other books that I have a bit more of a positive feeling that I will enjoy. So far, a lot of the Legends books, I think sometimes those can be a little hit or miss for me. Even though I do love Legends, they just can be hit or miss for me. That's just how it is. Especially, it seems like the early Bantam books are generally not ones that I'm always loving, at least so far. But in the next quarter, I'm planning to read some more Brandon Sanderson, actually a decent amount more Brandon Sanderson, another 4 books at least, I'm thinking, and some other authors and other stuff that I hopefully will enjoy more, some Star Wars canon books, some other different things here and there that I have a pretty good feeling about. So I'm hoping that quarter 2 of 2023 will go a little better for me. As far as my favorites and least favorites of the quarter so far, My favorite book that I have read this year and this quarter is Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. I have a review of that on the channel, as well as I think most of the other books that I've read this year, if not all of them. So if you haven't seen that yet, then go check that out. But I absolutely loved that book. It was just... It's Brandon Sanderson for me, just never lets me down. You know, I always really enjoy his work, even some of his lesser work, the ones that I don't like as much, which even in those cases, those are still like 8 out of 10 for me, which is definitely a positive. So I absolutely loved Words of Radiance. It was just about on the same level of quality as The Way of Kings for me, which was my favorite book that I read in all of last year, I would say. Either that or Warbreaker. So this is like on that same level for me. My least favorite book of the quarter so far is actually harder to determine because there have been a few and they are all Star Wars Legends books. Those being Knight Errant by John Jackson Miller, which I reviewed quite recently. The Courtship of Princess Leia by, I can't remember who wrote it off the top of my head. Dave Wolverton, that's it. That one I also reviewed semi-recently. And then there's another one that is not coming to me, but I think out of the ones that I have read, I would probably go with Knight Errant just because I just didn't really care for much of anything about it. So unfortunately, that one didn't really do it for me. And like I said, there have been a lot of fairly underwhelming Legends books so far this year for me, but I'm hoping that will get a little bit better as the year goes on. So with all of the reading stuff out of the way, let's talk a little bit about the channel, which is not going to be a whole lot. I don't have a whole lot to talk about, but I do want to mention that I have now passed 100 subscribers. Back 1 or 2 weeks ago, I believe, at the time of recording this. It'll be a little longer by the time this video goes up. At the moment I'm recording this, I have 102 subscribers on the channel, so thank you to all of you so much for supporting the channel and watching my videos and all of that stuff. I was a little bit unsure about where I would get within my first year of doing this channel because I only started back in August. And the other channels that I have had in the past, which I've had a few YouTube channels, and none of them have grown as quickly as this one. So I am very happy that I have already hit 100 subscribers only like 7-ish months into this channel. So I just checked my subscriber count over the course of the last 3 months, and apparently I have increased by about 30 subscribers. I think actually 1 or 2 more than that, but I didn't do all the math. But roughly 30 subscribers, so yay. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you. Just a quick little update on how things have been going so far this year. So that is pretty much it for this video. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.